And welcome back to state championship basketball. It's quarterfinal day in the championship bracket, and we've got the Rich Rebels versus the Wendover Wildcats on the South Central Communications GigaFast pregame report. South Central Communications, your local 1 gig internet provider. The Rich Rebels, the designated visiting team in this one, is their Region 22's number 2 team. And Rich, this season, 13-10 overall. They went 6-2 in the region, beating Tabiona twice. Tabby just beat Valley to move on to the semifinals. So it was a very even region at the top. Rebels are led by Jared Anderson's 12 points. Jaden Nelson, Jordan Stacy, Reagan Huffner, and Landon Hunting all around 7-8 points apiece. And Kaysen Trineri averaging 5 points, but he gets it done more on the assists, about 4 assists and 2 steals per game plus 4 rebounds as the point guard. The Rebels score 50 points a game. They allow 49 a game, and that's right about middle of the road on both of those numbers, except defensively. That's a little bit higher than where the Wendover Wildcats sit. Let's take a look at the Wendover Wildcats, allowing 52 per game, but scoring almost 80. They've outscored their opponents on an average 27.5 points per game. They come in at 20-2 overall, 10-0 in the region. Their only losses this year were against 2A's eventual runner-up, the Parowan Rams, and then they lost right before Christmas against ICS, which is not at the tournament. They lost last week in a play-in game against Water Canyon. Wendover's led by Jaime Montalvo's 22 points. He's hit 70-plus three-point shots this season, including, I think, 6 yesterday morning in the win over Paiute. Pedro Alvarez can knock it down from beyond the arc as well, 17 points. Brian Mendoza averages 14 a game. Saul Valle, 6. Jason Mendoza and Rogelio Maldonado, about 5 points per game as well. I have a habit of calling Pedro Alvarez Pedro. He likes to go by Peter. I ran into him earlier today at the tournament. He said, I prefer Peter. So it's Peter Alvarez, the sophomore point guard. And there's a young Wendover Wildcat team that is very dangerous. They can score a ton of points, and they're young, so they'll be good for a couple years to come at least. This is your South Central Communications GigaFast pregame report. Sign up for 1 gig internet today, get a gig, and get going. The Rich Rebels are the designated visitors as the lower seed coming into this matchup. These teams met up earlier this year, and it was at Rich High School. Rebels trailed by 1 midway through the third quarter as 25-24, but Wendover switched it into high gear and outscored Rich 38-18 the rest of the way, ended up winning 63-46. Rebels will start Jared Anderson, number 11, a senior. Senior number 3, Reagan Huffner. Senior number 45, Jaden Nelson. Senior number 2, Landon Hunting. And senior number 1, Kaysen Trineri. Off the bench, you'll see seniors Colton Meek and Jordan Stacy. As I mentioned, Jared Anderson leads the Rebels in scoring and has 31 threes this season. He shoots about 35% from three-point range. The Wendover Wildcats will send out Brian Mendoza as one of their starters, number 20, a senior. Peter Alvarez, number 3, a sophomore. Number 2, a sophomore, Jaime Montalvo. Number 1, a junior, Jason Mendoza. And I believe number 23, Saul Valle, also a junior. We'll have to double check on that. It might be Maldonado getting the start tonight. I missed that announcement from the PA announcer. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Western Ag Credit, your partner in agriculture at 848 Front Street in Evanston. That's Western Ag Credit, and by Rich County. Rebels with a championship cause. It is Maldonado getting the start for this Wendover Wildcat team. They're in the home whites with green numerals, and Rich in the road blues. We're just about to get underway in this first quarter. Winner will face Tabiona in the semifinals. Huffner gets up quick and wins the tip. Rebels will have it to start, attacking right to left. If you're watching online at mylocalradio.com, listening on KDQ-FM 98.3 in the Northeast Utah area, or as Jared Anderson attacks and finishes on the left side. You can also watch on live.ksl.com. Jaime Montalvo to the top of the key, hits the 3. Landon Hunting tried to stay in front of him all the way up the court, and Montalvo made him pay. Huffner Down to the left baseline. Outside, Hunting. He'll penetrate. Float it in the lane. Miss short. Rebound, Maldonado. For Wendover. Peter Alvarez, crossover into the lane, then kicks it back, left corner baseline. Jay, good by Maldonado. They call him Roger. If this becomes a track meet, it'll certainly favor the Wendover Wildcats. Anderson splits the contact, takes the hit, misses the shot, but heads to the free throw line. Our broadcast today is brought to you in part by Ruby's Inn. Check them out at ruby'sinn.com. These free throws also presented by State Bank of Southern Utah, proud to present state championship basketball. For all your banking needs, visit www.sbsu.com. Rebels shot just 28% from the free throw line yesterday in the win over Green River. They are fully aware that they've got to do better today if they want to hang with Wendover. Anderson's second free throw, nope, and Peter Alvarez with the rebound. That one tipped off the back iron. Montalvo backs it out. Hunting trying to stay in front of him. Montalvo crossover. Gives it back to Alvarez. Peter into the lane. Hangs with the left hand. Floats it up and in. Rebels may have to back off a little bit. The quickness of these Wendover guards is going to give Rich trouble. Anderson drives. He's blocked from behind. Montalvo comes up with it. It's a 2-on-1. Montalvo to the hoop. Gets it to go. The layup with the left hand. 9-3, and Coach Ashley Brown up off the bench calls for a timeout. 6:26 left in this first quarter, and we'll be right back on a Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com.
In today's world, with so many places to shop and so many options to choose from, sometimes you have to boil it down to one simple question: where do I get treated the best? At Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, we work hard to make sure every customer knows how much we appreciate them. We love what we do, and we believe in the products we sell. Our goal is to build a lasting friendship with every customer so we can serve you and your family for generations. Visit us today, Cash Honda Yamaha, 3765 US 91, Hyde Park, Utah.
Welcome back to the Sevier Valley Center and Utah 1A basketball on KSL and MyLocalRadio.com. Wendover out to a fast and furious start with 9 points already. Montalvo has 5. Anderson inbounds to Trineri. I think the Rebels would be better favored to have a slow-paced, efficient game. That's been their MO this season when they've been successful. Anderson on the right wing, pick and roll. Jaden Nelson underneath, gets the shot to go. Nice pick and roll, and Nelson finishes. 9-5, Rebels down by 4. Out to the left wing, Montalvo kicks it across to Peter Alvarez. He'll dribble to his left, gives him Maldonado, who drives and scoops with the right hand and in. Maldonado with 4 early points, only averages 4.5, 5 points per game. Rebels down inside again. Nelson finishes, and this time is fouled. And Nelson has a chance for the 3-point play. So Nelson will go to the line. He's a 79% free throw shooter this season. Actually 78%. And he swishes the first one, or the only one home, a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. So Nelson, 1 for 1 from the line, 5 points. Rich within 3, 11-8. Montalvo, defended by Landon Hunting, a little reach in and a foul. Landon picks up his first. Montalvo is a handful to deal with. You have to get out and guard him high, or else he'll shoot the 3 from deep or from the line. If you don't get out and guard him, or if you do get out and guard him and you get too close like we just saw, you're going to foul, or he'll drive right by you. That's part of how Montalvo averages 22 points a game. Had 23 yesterday in the win over Paiute, 69-68. Montalvo behind the back. Hunting trying to stay in front. Montalvo crosses over, pull up at the free throw line, swish. 13-8. Wendover on top. Anderson ahead to Hunting. Landon back to Trineri. Kaysen drives, dishes. Nelson gets the defense in the air, fades back and misses, gets his own rebound, tries to pivot away, puts it up and counted on the foul. Jaden Nelson. Nelson with a second opportunity already for a three-point play. Our broadcast tonight, free throws are brought to you by Town of Laketown. Good luck, Rebels, from Mayor Burdett Weston, council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White. Nelson hits the free throw, and Rich is within two, 13-11. Rebels have not scored at a furious pace this year, 50 points per game. I don't think they can keep up with Wendover unless they play better defense. Montalvo lobs it to Peter. Alvarez starts left, goes right, into the lane, hangs, stopped, but a ref for the backside official calls a push foul. And that'll be against Reagan Huffner. From behind, Reagan in disbelief, innocence. I didn't get him, but that's the call. And Alvarez goes to the line to shoot two. Pedro? We'll call him Peter. I gotta remember that. He spins it, and it rattles around and down through. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Saby Trucking, Scott and Diana Saby, and by Epic Recreation. Make your vacation an epic one to remember. When you go to Bear Lake and visit, get your rentals from Epic Recreation. You can find them on epicrecreation.net or on Facebook. Alvarez hits both free throws. Back to a 4-point Wendover lead. Hunting gives to Trenary. Kaysen dribbles across the timeline. Rebels attacking right to left. Hunting on the right left wing. Back to Kaysen. The give and the roll by Huffner, but the pass intended for Huffner deflected away out of bounds. Rebels will inbound. Inbound play brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. Jared Anderson to trigger it in. Just about midway through the first quarter. Trenary on the left wing. Kicks it back across to Anderson on the right wing. Looking inside, they've got Huffner in the lane. 5-foot turnaround jumper, no. Kaysen Trenary offensive rebound. Back outside to Anderson. Rebels working around. Trenary in the lane. He'll float it up. Too high off the window. Rebound tipped up, and Montalvo has it. Big rebound by Montalvo. He's got good leaping ability. Went up high to attack and get to that ball first. Crossover in the lane. Dishes off, and unable to finish is Justin Gomez. But then Gomez gets it back and travels. Lost his balance and goes to the floor. Wendover's first turnover of the game. The station in Randolph, which is the Rebels' good luck. Here for your convenience needs, the station in Randolph. Landon Hunting to inbound. Against some full court pressure from Wendover. Hunting goes to Trenary, and the pressure backs off. Wendover just doesn't want to make it easy. That's part of what makes them so good this year. Trenary picks up the dribble, goes backdoor looking for Hunting, and it's poked away. Easy takeaway for Brian Mendoza. Rebels with their first turnover. A good idea. Trenary's found Hunting a number of times this year for baskets, but Mendoza anticipated it well and picked the pass off. Peter, crossover, goes to his right, lobs across. Mendoza for three from the right wing. Swish. Brian Mendoza from downtown. And Wendover has started this game shooting the ball well. Anderson, long pass to Hunting. Jordan Stacy all alone, but Hunting attacks himself, scoops it up with the left and misses out of bounds, though last touch by Gomez of Wendover. Yeah. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you in part by Mound Valley Cattle Company. Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Jared Anderson to inbound. Goes to Jordan Stacy on the left block. Hunting up top, three-point shot. Nope, Jordan Stacy, the offensive rebound. He's fouled as he comes down. Stacy, for the Rebels to win tonight, he's got to be big on the boards. Rich County 4-H wishes the Rebels good luck. Rich County 4-H empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. Checking into the game, Saul Valle. He had a good game yesterday. Was injured but came back and finished with 12 points, 8 rebounds in the win over Paiute. He was big inside against the T-Birds. Trenary on the left wing, back to Anderson, left corner, fakes the three, steps up, kicks it out to Trenary for three, and Kaysen Trenary swishes it home. 18-14, Rebels down by 4. That three-pointer brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Grohl, providing quality family dentistry since 1998. Valle called for the push-off on an illegal screen, and my buddy Colin Pacer, who is an official, nods his head. Yep, they got that one right. So Valle picks up his first personal. Wendover's second team foul. Nope, make it 15 foul. Rebels to inbound. Anderson to Trenary. Rich so far keeping pace. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. 18-14, Wendover on top. Wendover averages 70, 80 points a game. Rich averages about 50. Ball squirted loose away from Trineri, but Stacy luckily there for Rich to get it back. Anderson on the left wing. Defense right out on him. It's Montalvo. Jarrett dribbles to his left and drives right by Montalvo, plus a foul on Jaime. Jaime so quick on the outside offensively, but Jarrett with a quick first step gets by him. So Montalvo picks up, that's a 6th Wendover team foul. Rich may get to the free throw line a bunch in this first half, we'll see. Anderson inbounds to Trineri. Kaysen with a 3-pointer in the game. Jaden Nelson, right corner, baseline jumper. Nelson beat Tabiano with a jumper just like that earlier this year. And he brings Rich to within 2 tonight in the first quarter. 18-16. Montalvo backs it out, says isolation here. Let me take this guy one-on-one. Step back 3 from deep. A little bit short. Jordan Stacy, Rebel rebound. Jordan gives it up to Hunting. Landon bounces back to Anderson to bring it across the timeline. Coach Ashley Brown calling out the play. Anderson drives right by Montalvo and finishes through the contact. Jared Anderson with 5 points. Rebels tied at 18. Coach Kyle Murphy upset, calls a timeout. We'll take one too on Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
My name is Dr. Michael Collins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Final game of the night of Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State basketball on live.ksl.com. Rebels keeping pace with Wendover. The Wildcats are at 1A best, 80 points per game. They scored 69 and barely escaped against Paiute yesterday. Trineri out high on Peter Alvarez. He'll dribble to his right, try to penetrate. Help defense comes, poked away from behind, and the Rebels save it to Jordan Stacy. Alvarez tries to get it back, but Rich maintains possession. Open 3 for Stacy, just short. Anderson, the offensive board, fights for the putback, and he can't get it to go, but he's fouled. So Jared Anderson, the offensive rebound, heads to the free throw line. If you're not friends yet with Utah High School Sportscast, find them on Facebook. Highlights of today's games, yesterday's games, and the games the rest of the weekend will be posted online on Facebook on Utah High School Sportscast. So find us on Facebook, request the friendship, and check out all the highlights on Utah High School Sportscasts. Saul Valle picks up his 2nd foul after Anderson got that rebound and went back up. Jared hits the first free throw. Free throws brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. If you're looking for any real estate in the Bear Lake area, work with the best, Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City. Visit BearLakeRealty.com. Anderson's 2nd free throw a bit long, and the rebound pulled in by Jason Mendoza. Rich on top, 19-18. Wendover. Mendoza gives to Jason Mendoza. He drives, then dishes off, and a blocking foul after Mendoza dished the pass off. Colton Meek leads the Rebels in charges drawn. He was trying to draw one there, but not quite in position early enough. So Meek picks up his first personal. Rebel 3rd team foul compared with Wendover's 17 fouls. 1:06 left here in the first. Welcome you tuned in on radio waves on KDQ FM 98.3. Mendoza step back 3, misses short. Rebound and a foul on the floor. Colton Meek just picked up his 2nd. He kind of held up Rogelio Maldonado. They call him Roger. I got to get used to Roger and Peter when I see Rogelio and Pedro. So Meek picks up 2 quick fouls. Inbound, Jordan Stacy pokes it away. A steal brought to you by the station in Randolph, here for your convenience needs. 3 turnovers in this first quarter for Wendover. It's not a bad number, but they've been costly. Hunting across the top this to Trineri. Rebels looking like they may try to play for the final shot of the first quarter. Hunting directs some traffic. Gives back to Trineri. Defense coming out high. 2 defenders out high to pressure. Anderson creeps out to help keep the ball away from the Wildcats. As Rich continues to play keep away. Pressure comes out a little higher. Hunting across to Anderson. Good job by Jared to attack, go to the ball. Rich continues to play keep away. We'll have it for another 6 or 7 seconds and then probably run the play. Meek in the right corner. Gets by some defenders down on the baseline. Hunting back outside. Trineri with 7, 6. Kaysen dribbles through a couple defenders to Hunting. 3, 2. Landon drives, floats with the left hand, can't get it. Jordan Stacy offensive board, and he gets the putback in time. Count it, Jordan Stacy with the 2, and Rich leads 21-18 at the end of the first quarter. Stay tuned, second quarter action coming up on a Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com.
Every customer is a repeat customer. The way we do that, our customers are our friends.
It's our job to help you find what you're looking for at the best possible price. It's always good to know that your salesman is working for you.
We understand that life happens. Sometimes credit isn't perfect. We work hard to find financing options that work best for you.
Stop by today and let's see what we can do for you. Jensen Wood Motors in Montpelier, Idaho.
Back for second quarter action on Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com. Montalvo. Jared Anderson defending him, and Jared with a wide stance. Montalvo just dishes it off, not trying to press anything at this point. J.J. Mendoza drives, free throw line, puts it up and in with the floater and the foul. Jason Mendoza. This can tie the score back up if Mendoza hits the free throw. The foul charge to Landon Hunting, his second. Jaden Nelson checks back into the game as Hunting gets a breather. Mendoza at the line, averages 5 points, 3 rebounds per game. Scored 5 yesterday in the win over Paiute. He's hit 18 threes this year, but misses the free throw. Jaden Nelson can't get the rebound. It's on the floor. Montalvo puts it up quickly and hits it. Montalvo with 9 points. Rebels give up the offensive rebound and pay for it, trailing by 1, 22-21. Anderson drives to the hoop, can't get the shot to go. Rebound, chased down in the quarter. Anderson has it, he'll attack again, put it up and in. 23-22, Anderson from the right block. Jared has 8 points, and Rich leads by 1. Pedro Alvarez for 3, swish. For Alvarez with his first triple of the game. Such a quick release. And he splashes it home. Alvarez loses his footing and inadvertently trips Jared Anderson. Alvarez doesn't like it, but that's the case. Questions the call, but his first personal. That puts Anderson at the line shooting 1 and 1. That's already an 8th team foul. Free throws in the game are brought to you by the Crawford Trough, the place to eat and drink in Randolph. Next time you pass through on your way to Bear Lake or anywhere else through Randolph, make sure to stop in at the Crawford Trough. Home-cut fries, fantastic burgers, delicious ice cream. Anderson swishes the first free throw through. He's got 9 in the game. Second free throw makes it 10 as he hits that as well. Tied at 25. Second quarter, 1 minute gone by. Montalvo dribbles left. Backdoor pass. Rogelio Maldonado gives into the middle, and Mendoza finishes, slicing through the lane. So much movement away from the ball by Wendover. It's so tough to stay with these guys. Smart basketball players. Trineri out at the center timeline, looks to the coach and gets the play. Hoffner loops around to the left side, tries to fade away and shoot, but Mendoza blocks it. Up ahead, JJ attacks and finishes on the left side. Mendoza listed at 5'5", but he doesn't care. He'll take on anybody. And then a turnover. Montalvo to the other end. He'll finish with the layup. Rebels with a couple of turnovers, and it's costing them. 31-25, a 6-0 run in about 6.0 seconds. Rebels take a timeout. We'll take one too. Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com.
In addition to local information and the best live coverage of local sports, you can stream music 24/7 at mylocalradio.com. Log on and choose the music you like best. Classic or modern country, indie, adult contemporary, or classic rock. Stream it live through your computer or cell phone. Listen to the music you want and don't miss the information you need. Like us on Facebook and visit mylocalradio.com today.
Hello all, Dr. Dog here. I want to talk to you about PetMinerals.com. By merging the highest quality veterinary grade ingredients with highly advanced mineral technology, PetMinerals.com produces the most innovative pet supplements on the market. The supplements focus on specific needs like hip and joint, digestive, and overall diet. You and I both know a healthy pet is a happy pet. Show your pets how much you care. Order them supplements today at PetMinerals.com.
Second quarter action on Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com. 9-2 run for Wendover in about the last minute of game action. Anderson gets by the defense but poked away from behind by Peter Alvarez. Just under 6 minutes left to go in the second quarter. With 7 minutes left to go in the quarter, Rich had tied it at 25. Anderson to inbound from the baseline, lobs into Huffner. Reagan dribbles right. Bounces inside to Nelson, who fakes the shot, then puts it up, but travels. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you in part by the Quality Inn of Richfield, proud to sponsor 1A basketball. If you're coming to the state tournament, make the Quality Inn of Richfield your home away from home. Montalvo across the timeline. Costly turnover for Rich, because Nelson finished right after the travel. Of course, that didn't count. Mendoza, long three from the left wing, misses over the top. Anderson, the Rebel rebound. Jared's third rebound of the contest. Jared trying to attack, ball poked away from behind. He to the floor and saves it, but Mendoza comes up with it and loses it out of bounds. Montalvo a bit slow to get up, grabbing his forehead, wiping off some sweat. Jordan Stacy takes a breather. 5:32 left here in the second quarter, and Wendover on top. They're on a 6-0 run. Inbound to Trenary. Kaysen starts right, crosses over, back to his left. Fires back to Anderson on the right wing. Jarrett jabs right, goes left, attacks, and he is hammered. Mendoza with the foul. Jared Anderson attacking tonight, and the Rebels are at their best offensively when he does that. He's 4 of 6 from the free throw line, normally about a 73% free throw shooter. We'll see what he can do here on this trip to shoot 2. Anderson's first to swish. The foul there charged to Brian Mendoza, his first. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you in part by Gary Tusher CPA. For all your accounting needs, they're committed to helping you achieve the highest return on your investment. Visit GaryTCPA.com. That's Gary T CPA. 2 free throws swished through for Anderson. Jared has 12 in the game, and the Rebels are within 4, 31-27. Wendover so explosive offensively. Peter Alvarez crossing over. Help defense comes out, and Anderson rips the ball away, but right into the hands of Mendoza, who drops it into the middle of the lane, and Peter Alvarez finishes the floater. Just when you think you've gotten a takeaway, Wendover gets it back and scores. Anderson attacks again, puts it up, and can't get the shot to go. Rebound. Mendoza tips it to himself, throws an elbow to keep the Rebels off of him. Montalvo hesitates, kicks it back out. J.J. Mendoza for 3. This one too long. Rebound. Nelson has it. Maldonado tries to go over the top, and Nelson says, no, sir. Rips that away. Rebels push up to the other end. Hoffner in the lane. Pull up from the left side. Just outside the lane is really where he was, and he hits it. Hoffner with his first bucket of the game. Reagan Hoffner averages 8 points per game, 3 rebounds, but that's his first basket. Pedro Alvarez scoots through the lane and misses, hunting with the Rebel rebound. Rebel fans feel like he was mugged, but he maintains possession, no jump ball. Trenary behind the back, pushes up court, Rich within 4. Down inside, they go to Nelson, 1 dribble, muscles his way free and puts it up and in. Jaden Nelson with 12, and Rich is back to within 1, 33-31. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you in part by Cache Valley Visitors Bureau. Find your fun in Logan. Visit explorelogan.com. Montalvo, left side, Brian Mendoza. That may be a little further out than even he might shoot the ball. But I don't be surprised if he pulled the trigger from out there. Montalvo, Mendoza, Brian attacks. A lot of steps there, but the Rebels made contact and fouled him. And Reagan Huffner is the guilty party. His second personal foul. Maldonado gets a break. Justin Gomez back into the game for some minutes. 33-31, Rich down by 2. Montalvo around the top of the arc. Anderson and the Rebels in a man-to-man defense. Crossover, starts left, dribbles right, then dishes off to Gomez, who can't quite finish, and Huffner with the Rebel rebound. That thing hung on the rim for about a second and a half, it felt like. Anderson and the Rebels can tie or take the lead. 33-31 with 3 minutes left in the second. Trenary on the right wing. Backs out, now starts to attack, finds a lane, goes into the defense, can't get the shot to go. Jocelyn Gomez frustrated. He felt like he defended well, had arms straight in the air and backed away from the contact. But the call is a blocking foul, and Trenary goes to the line to shoot 2. Gomez, third personal foul. Free throws tonight are brought to you. Trenary misses the first by Bear Lake Realty. For real estate at beautiful Bear Lake, work with the best. BearLakeRealty.com. They've got great options where you can buy a home, rent it out so it pays for itself. You can enjoy it some of the time as well. And pretty soon you've bought a second home and have a nice investment in the Bear Lake area. Visit BearLakeRealty.com for details. Trenary missed the first, missed the second. Rebound, J.J. Mendoza. Trenary about a 35% free throw shooter. Montalvo to Mendoza. He'll drive, dish off, pretty pass, but Saul Valle can't finish. Trenary with the Rebel rebound. Rich started to push just a bit, but then slowed it down. Trenary, the top of the key, looks right, finds Hunting. 2.5 left to go in the second quarter. Landon wanted to go over the top on an entry pass for Nelson, but too dangerous, and Hunting wisely decides to just pass that up and find something else. Anderson attacks and misses. A fight for the rebound. Montalvo has it. He'll go to the sideline, and Cason Trenary cuts him off to Peter Alvarez. Then back to Montalvo. Hesitates, drives, floats, scoops, and hits. Jaime Montalvo, how in the world does he finish something like that? 35-31, Wendover on top. Huffner to Trenary. Cason dribbles right and gives to Hunting on the wing. Rebels attacking right to left. Hunting step back 3. This one looks on target but short. Anderson the offensive rebound, and he is held up as he tried to make a move to the hoop. Jared with 12 points in the game. Colton Meek checks back in. He's got 2 fouls, and that gives Reagan Huffner a breather. Rich to inbound from the baseline. Quickly to Hunting, then outside Trenary, thinks about the 3, instead gives to Anderson. Jarrett slices through the lane, hesitates, gets Mendoza in the air, and traveled. Anderson can't understand the call. I wasn't watching his feet, I don't know. You're watching a Garcane Energy presentation of 1A State Championship basketball. Garcane Energy, a Touchstone Energy co-op. Wendover on top by 4. They've taken care of the ball extremely well. I've got them with no turnovers in the second quarter. Peter Alvarez drives, dish. Oh, Mendoza just got away with a travel big time. And then he dished it off. Gave it to Saul Valle, who was fouled on the shot. Jaden Nelson picks up the foul. His first personal, and Saul Valle on the free throw line shooting 2. All these highlights from tonight's game, you can find them on Utah High School Sportscast Facebook page. So if you're not friends with Utah High School Sportscasts already, find them on Facebook and check out the highlights from all the state tournament games this weekend, yesterday and today, plus tomorrow and Saturday on Utah High School Sportscast's Facebook page. Valle misses the first. Saul had 12 points, 8 boards yesterday against Paiute. He's scoreless so far in this one, and I don't have him with any rebounds. Second free throw off the side iron, and Jaden Nelson with the Rebel rebound is 4th. 1:22 left in the second. Rebels looking for a bucket here to continue to keep pace. Looking backdoor, and it's thrown away. Rich with 5 turnovers in the quarter. Mendoza kicks left side. Jason tries to drive, and he travels. Rebels asking for a double dribble on the bench, but they get the travel instead. Was the double dribble? Okay, thank you. So it was a double dribble. 1:09 left in the second. Our broadcast today is brought to you in part by South Central Communications, the area's fastest broadband internet. That's South Central Communications. Make sure to stay tuned. We'll have a Southern Utah University halftime report coming up just a couple of minutes. Inbound, Trineri goes all the way to the hoop, hits the layup, and he's fouled. What a finish by Trineri, going right at Mendoza, who picks up his second personal, and Kaysen Trineri has a chance for the three-point play. Free throws brought to you by South Central Communications FiberLink high-speed internet, the area's fastest broadband internet. Kyler Wilson checks into the game, maybe for the final 1:05, to avoid Hunting picking up a third personal foul. Huffner has 2 as well. Colton Meek has 2, and Meek on the floor, Huffner on the bench. Wilson has been seeing a little bit more varsity time as the season has worn on. Trineri at the line. Three-point play opportunity, no. Valle with the rebound. Rich within 2. Wendover with Montalvo across the timeline, and a foul away from the ball. Trineri and Peter Alvarez get tied up. Trineri looks at the official and goes, me? That'll send Alvarez to the free throw line to shoot 1-1. Kaysen picks up his first personal, Rebel 8th team foul. Alvarez 2 for 2 from the free throw line so far tonight. Peter's first swish, nothing but net. 4 points in the first quarter. He's got 8 here in the second and can make it 9 if he hits the second free throw. Alvarez also looking to make it a 5-point game, and he does. Both free throws find their way home. That second one rattled around, but still passed through the cylinder. Trineri dribbles right, gives to Wilson on the right wing. He'll follow a screen and a reach-in. Easy call, Pedro Alvarez, who says, yeah, I got you. Puts a hand on the shoulder of the official. That's a 10th team foul, so Kyler Wilson will go to the line and shoot 2. Kyler this season in varsity action, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He, like I said before, he's not played a ton of varsity action this season. Kyler's first way short. Bounces right back to him off the front iron. Couple seniors, Jaden Nelson and Colton Meek, go over to him, say, you're all right, Kyler. Hit this next one, you're fine. 47 seconds left. First half, and Wendover up by 4. Wilson rims that one around and out, and the rebound, Jaime Montalvo. Montalvo pushes, hesitates, drives, stops, floats, blocked. Jaden Nelson comes down with the Rebel rebound to Anderson. Jarrett across the timeline. Will Rebels play for the final shot of the quarter? We'll see. Coach Ashley Brown holds up a finger and calls out one shot. So Rich looking to play for the final shot of the quarter. And against a team like Wendover, that's not a bad idea. They average 80 points per game. And the fewer possessions you can give them, the better off you'll be. Trineri to Anderson, 14, 13, 12. Jarrett starts to attack, 10, 9, drives to the hoop, floats it with the right, can't get it to go. Montalvo the rebound, and he's fouled from behind. Jared Anderson reaching in, trying to take the ball away. Anderson picks up a first, and that'll put Montalvo on the free throw line to shoot 1-1. That is Anderson's first personal foul. Again, check out our highlights on Utah High School Sportscast's Facebook page. This is Southern Utah University presentation of 1A Championship basketball. Learn more at suu.edu. Montalvo at the line, rattles and pops out, no. Jaden Nelson with the Rebel rebound, 2, 1, Anderson lets it fly and falls short for a deep 3. Wendover with a lead 37-33 at the half. A 4-point lead for the Wendover Wildcats, Region 21's number 1. Southern Utah University halftime report coming up when we return on Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Our Richfield Hotel, located just off Interstate 70, is a short drive from attractions like the Big Rock Candy Mountain, Fremont Indian State Park, Fish Lake National Forest, the Great Western Trail, and the Paiute ATV Trail. Located near the Sevier Valley Center, make the Quality Inn Richfield your home for the tournaments.
Welcome to the Southern Utah University Halftime Report, SUU to everywhere. Visit SUU.edu and get your education, learn more about SUU and what you can study there. SUU.edu at the half between Rich and Wendover. It's the Wildcats leading by 4, 37-33. Wendover jumped out to a 9-3 lead before the Rebels took a timeout and then pushed back, and Rich led by 3 at the end of the first quarter. Wendover used a 9-2 run early in the second to go up by 6, and they've maintained about a 4 or 5 point lead the rest of the first half. And they lead by 4, 37-33. They've been paced by Peter Alvarez, 13 points, Jaime Montalvo with 11, and just one three-pointer from Montalvo. You better believe he's going to hit a couple of those in the second half, or at least attempt a few of those. Alvarez hit one as well. And Brian Mendoza hit one. He has 5 points. Roger Maldonado had 4, as did J.J. Mendoza. Salvalle, no points, but 1 rebound for Wendover. The Rebels were paced by Jared Anderson and Jaden Nelson's 12 points apiece, 5 from Kaysen Trenary, 2 apiece from Reagan Huffner and Jordan Stacy. Nelson has been good from the line. He's 2 for 2. Jared Anderson has been good from the line. He's 6 of 8. The other Rebels not so great. Rich is a team 8 of 15, and if they're even shooting their season average of about 70%, they are as a team this season from the free throw line. They were down by 1 or a tie ball game. So those free throws, at least in that first half, as Wendover leads 37-33. The Wildcats 4 of 8, 50% from the free throw line in that first half. We'll take a quick break. We've got more of the halftime report, more of the game coming up. This halftime report has been brought to you by Southern Utah University. SUU to everywhere. Visit SUU.edu. Second half action coming up when we return on Utah 1A basketball on KSL and MyLocalRadio.com.
When you have your vehicle serviced by the experienced, certified technicians at Rocky Mountain Yeti, you'll have a legendary experience. With a comfortable customer waiting area, you can watch the big screen television or use the free Wi-Fi while you enjoy free hot waffles with ice cream. Our professional technicians work on all makes and models and handle everything from routine service to major repair. Stop in today, 100 Wasatch Road, Evanston. Visit www.yetiauto.group. Rocky Mountain Yeti, legend driven.
Ruby's Inn General Store has the area's widest selection of Indian arts and crafts, curios, and groceries. Located 1 mile from the entrance to Bryce Canyon National Park, Ruby's General Store has what you need.
Starting your own business or just wanting to expand? State Bank of Southern Utah can get you a loan designed to help your business reach its goals. With State Bank, you can be assured that you have a lending partner that will stand by you in good times and bad. Come visit our branch today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Shed Inc., located at 44 North Main in Panguitch, Randy and Matt will take care of all of your screen printing needs. Need some extra cash? They'll buy those shed antlers you've been looking to sell. Call Shed Inc. today. Go Cats!
The classes.
When you hit the bullseye playing darts, it's a great thing. When a rock hits your windshield and creates a bullseye, it's a bad thing. A small bullseye in your windshield can grow into a monster crack that covers the whole window. T-Bar Body Shop in Evanston fixes rock chips. If the rock chip in your windshield has already grown into a giant crack, T-Bar Body Shop can fix that too. When it comes to window repair or replacement, make sure you always hit the bullseye. Let T-Bar fix your car. Call us today, 789-2639.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
It's that time of year again for high school state tournament basketball. This week, the Sevier Valley Center will host the 1A girls and boys state tournament. These games will be live on KTTA 8.1 over-the-air TV and also online at live.ksl.com. Get tuned in and enjoy some great basketball action.
Your halftime report was presented by Southern Utah University. Visit online at suu.edu. We're back on a Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com. And the Region 21 number 1 seed Wendover Wildcats lead the Rich Rebels, Region 22's number 2, 37-33. Region 22's 3, Tabiona, beat Region 20's 1, Valley. That was the game prior to this one. Region 22's number 1, Manila, lost to Bryce Valley earlier today. So you'll have a Region 20 showdown between Bryce Valley and Panguitch on one side of the semifinals. If Rich can beat Wendover, you'd have a Region 22 showdown on the other side. Dish into the middle. Montalvo drove and then dished off. He gets it back in the left corner and misses the 3. Rebound. Trineri tips it to himself and then slows things down. Nice rebound by Trineri. Peter Alvarez defending Anderson all the way up the court and backs off as Rich gets it into the front court. Just underway in the third quarter. Wendover up by 4. Welcome you tuned in on KDQ FM 98.3 on the radio. Hoffner drives up with the left hand and scoops it in. We also welcome you on live.ksl.com and mylocalradio.com, wherever it is you're tuned in to 1A State Championship basketball. Peter Alvarez drives up with the right hand, can't quite get it to go, and Hoffner has position, pulls down the rebound, and he's fouled. Alvarez turns away in frustration like the foul is against him. And it is. Peter Alvarez picks up his third. Reagan Hoffner a little quiet tonight, 8 points. Yesterday against Green River, he'd been quiet in the first half. He averages 8 points, has 4 so far in this one, but then in the third quarter against Green River, I think he scored 12. Rich made an adjustment. They found a weakness in that Green River defense, and they just kept feeding Reagan Hoffner, and he made good on all that feeding. That helped the Rebels to win over Green River last night. Nelson, Hoffner, pulls up and hits it. Reagan Hoffner, we're tied at 37. Hoffner coming off a screen, pulls up from the right angle. He loves those short, about 5 to 10 foot jumpers, and he's pretty good at it. Free throw field goal percentage this season for Reagan, just under 50% from that area. J.J. Mendoza. Up top, there's this player we haven't seen, Keyshawn Rodriguez, left wing three. Saul Valle, and Hoffner rips down the Rebel rebound. Rich has a chance to take the lead. Anderson and the Rebels attacking left to right if you're watching online. Rich in the Road Blues. Crossover, Anderson mishandles the dribble and gives it away. Rebels with 7 turnovers. Up ahead, J.J. Mendoza misses the layup. Anderson didn't touch him. Mendoza, just his momentum going so fast, carried him down to the floor. Hunting in the left corner. Back up to Anderson. Wendover fans wanted a foul on that fast break, but I didn't see any contact as Anderson contested. Hoffner lobs inside for Nelson, mismatch there. Jaden tries to scoop it under, and he'd like to take that back. He had a mismatch there. He needed to go up strong with that shot. He had a little J.J. Mendoza on him. That's a 5'5" against about a 5'11" or 6 foot player. Drive by Montalvo, can't quite finish with the left, and Hoffner pulls down the Rebel rebound. Up ahead to Trineri. Kaysen stops, pops and misses off the window. Nelson tips the rebound. Hoffner comes away with it, up off the window. Nope. Hoffner again has the board. It's on the floor. He picks it up and his arm is hit. Foul. Rebels will have it. We're tied at 37. Wendover has not scored here in the third quarter through 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And for this Wendover team, as much as they scored, that may be a season-long, the longest drought of the season. These guys score 80 points a game. So to go for almost 3 minutes without any points, that's saying something. Third personal foul on Maldonado. Anderson inbounds. Reagan in the lane, turns and hits. Reagan Hoffner, 6 points in the quarter, and Rich is on top, 39-37. Reagan directing some traffic as Montalvo brings it across the timeline. Rebels started with a different defender on Montalvo, and he had a huge first quarter with 7 points. Anderson has taken over defensively, and since then, Montalvo has 4 total since midway through the first. Valle on the pick and roll in the lane. Puts it up with the right and misses, and Justin Gomez tips it. He can't control it. Lost out of bounds to Rich. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you in part by Ruby's Inn, the gateway resort to Bryce Canyon National Park. Visit ruby'sinn.com to learn more about Ruby's Inn. Make your reservations. Rebels, nice timing. They go to Nelson inside, and he's stuffed from behind. Big strong block by Saul Valle. This inbound play brought to you by State Bank of Southern Utah. Visit www.sbsu.com. That's State Bank of Southern Utah, sbsu.com. Anderson to inbound for the Rebels. Rich leads by 1. No, excuse me, by 2. Into Nelson. Ball deflected away by Wendover. Back out of bounds, and Rich will inbound again. Bear Lake Realty inbound play. When you're looking for real estate in the Bear Lake area, work with the best. Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City. Visit bearlakerealty.com. Anderson again to inbound. Goes to Hunting. Into Trineri. Back to Anderson. Jarrett attacks, hangs in the lane, can't get the shot to go. A little bit of contact, maybe looking for the foul, but didn't get it. Good defense by the Wendover Wildcats. Valle gets the rebound. Peter Alvarez out on the right wing, looking for the pick and roll, doesn't get it. Mendoza drives in, fakes a pass, fades away and misses. Jaden Nelson, Rebel rebound. His 7th, 8th of the game. Trineri up ahead, Hunting lobs inside, Huffner open, one dribble, frees himself up and misses the shot. He had a chance for the three-point play, but Justin Gomez, I believe, just picked up, Peter Alvarez with his 4th personal foul. Alvarez leading Wendover in scoring, has 13 points. Reagan Huffner at the line, a 66% free throw shooter. You could have closed your eyes and listened for the Rebel crowd and heard them cheer as Huffner hit the first. Reagan has 7 in the quarter. These free throws are brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Mayor Scott Sabie, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Francing, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson with Secretary Lisa Bell. Huffner hits the second as well. He's got 8 in the quarter, and Rich has outscored Wendover 8-0. In the second, Montalvo changes that, though, with a fading shot from the left side off the glass. It's it to roll around and flush through. 39. Wendover finally gets their first bucket, almost 4.5 minutes in to the third quarter. Nelson, the jumper from the left wing, and Hoffner rips the rebound back out to a teammate. Reagan Hoffner, big on the boards and in the paint, in the points. Those points in the paint are brought to you by Bear Lake Physical Therapy, helping Rebels get back in the game since 1998. Hunting drives, stops on the baseline, lobs back outside of Trineri. Coach Brown calls a different play with 3:08 left in the third quarter, and Rich leading by 2. Left corner, Hunting fakes the 3, drives by, dishes to Huffner. Reagan fakes a shot, drives, and finishes. Reagan Huffner, ladies and gentlemen, 10 points in the quarter. He alone has outscored Wendover 10-2 in this third period. He has all of the Rebels' 10 points, including 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Montalvo drives, free throw line, kick out. Saul Valle for 3, rattles out. Montalvo with the offensive board. Retreats back out to the right wing, and Wendover will reset the offense. Big board by Montalvo. Jordan Stacy at the scores table to check in for Rich. Montalvo starts right, goes left. Wanted to shoot the 3, but the help defense was there. Mendoza drives, floats, and hits. Impressive move by Brian Mendoza. 43-41. Wendover within 2. Anderson across the top to Trineri. Kaysen starts right, picks up the dribble, and gives to Hunting. 2 minutes left in the third. Nelson at the high post. Looks for Hunting, gives a couple of ball fakes, then drives. Can't get the shot to go. Tons of contact, but the defense straight up in the air. Official says, good defense. That's clean. Keep it going. Mendoza dribbles, drives, floats with the left, misses short, but he's fouled. A blocking foul on Reagan Huffner. And that'll be Huffner's 3rd personal. He says, me? Or did they call it? Oh, they called on Jaden Nelson. So Huffner, with reason, said, well, I was clean. I was innocent. Bryce Canyon Half Marathon is 13.1 miles of fun. Run through Bryce Canyon on the second Saturday in July. Register today and save at www.brycecanyonhalfmarathon.com. That's brycecanyonhalfmarathon.com. Mendoza misses the front end of the 2 free throws. He had a chance to tie, but now will not on this trip to the line. 43-41. Rich entered the third quarter trailing by 4. But Reagan Huffner's been huge. Mendoza hits the second free throw. It's a 1-point ball game. Winner of this one will face Tabiona in the semifinals. Tabby beat Valley earlier, 47-40. Rich, 2-0 against Tabby this year. Backdoor, Anderson alone under the hoop. Montalvo blocks it. Jared gets it back, forces up through the contact, hits it, and the foul. He pumps his fist. Fired up with emotion after that bucket. Coaches in 1A basketball will tell you, to win the 1A state championship, to even survive to day 3, you got to be good, number 1. You got to be lucky, number 2. A little bit of luck there as Anderson missed the more open layup, somehow got the ball back, then made the more highly contested one where he was fouled, and that's a 4th foul against Justin Gomez. Anderson with a 3-point play after the free throw drops through. 46-42, Rich up by 4. That free throw was brought to you by Quality Inn of Richfield, your home for the state tournaments. That's the Quality Inn. Comfy rooms, hot breakfast, extra pillows on the bed. It's the Quality Inn. Montalvo Crossover between the legs. Give to Mendoza. He tries to get a step, but Trineri cuts him off. Good defense by Rich. Down in the right corner. Back to Mendoza. J.J. Mendoza on the top of the key. Then Maldonado. And a foul on the Rebels. On a pick and roll. Huffner saying, me, what did I do? But he picks up his third. Hand check is the call by the official. Maldonado inbounds. Roger gets it to Montalvo. He'll try to drive. Double team there, and then he kicks it back out. He'll get it back again. A moving screen by Maldonado. But away from the ball, and the officials just didn't see it. Mendoza tries a step back three, but the Rebels stay right on him. 50 seconds left in the quarter. Montalvo. Mendoza finds a lane, floats it high over Jordan Stacy, trying to get up for the block, and J.J. Mendoza has 6. Rebels a little trouble getting it inbound and across the timeline. Montalvo defending Anderson. He'll cross over, push up inside the paint, attacks, a lot of contact. Montalvo hit him from behind. Maldonado blocked it from in front, out of bounds to Rich. 29.7 seconds left in the quarter, and this inbound play is brought to you by Garcane Energy, keeping the lights on for over 70 years. Anderson to inbound. Hunting comes around the top of the arc to the left corner. Landon usually hits, I think, 1.8 three-point shots per game. He has yet to hit one today. He's only attempted, I think, one, and didn't quite get it to go. And that was from deep. He's set up in the left corner. Got his toes on the line like he's shooting a free throw. He's ready in case he gets this ball. Hoffner on the left wing. Hooks backdoor, finds Anderson. One dribble with 6-5. Jared can't finish, but he's fouled. Brian Mendoza, I believe, has committed his third. And Anderson will go to the line and shoot 2 with 5.2 seconds left in the quarter. Mendoza, that is his third. Anderson, 7 of 9 from the free throw line this evening, but he can't get that first one to go. Free throws are brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. If you're looking for real estate in the Bear Lake area, visit bearlakerealty.com. Work with Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City and work with the best. Anderson's second free throw finds its way through on a bounce to the front, to the back, and then in. Up ahead, left wing, long three, just before the buzzer, just misses by Keyshawn Rodriguez. And at the end of three, it's Rich 47, Wendover 44. We'll take a quick timeout. Fourth quarter action coming up on a Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com.
Shopping for a new or used car? State Bank of Southern Utah can finance your purchase with great rates. Come visit our branch or apply online at sbsu.com. You finally found your dream car. Get your dream loan at State Bank. Member FDIC.
The people.
Sometimes when you're shopping for a vehicle, you're not sure what you want, so you drop by and look at all the options. Other times you know exactly what you want. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, you can call us or schedule a test drive online. We'll have it ready when you get here. We're here to help you get exactly what you want on your schedule. So whether you want to browse or pre-schedule a test drive, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet is here for you. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Back on Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com. And our broadcast tonight is brought to you in part by the town of Randolph. Good luck from Mayor Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Larry Kennedy, Melanie Glim, and clerk Lana Peart. Rich has it to start the fourth quarter, and Rich has a three-point lead, 47-44. Hunting in the right wing. Man-to-man defense from Wendover. Trineri looking in for Huffner. Gives back to Hunting, and then to Trineri again. Landon, right corner three, just short. Bounces over the top, and a little contact. Montalvo had the rebound, and Jared bumped him just enough, I think. Jared's second personal foul. That's Jared Anderson, who leads the Rebels with 16 points tonight. Jaden Nelson and Reagan Huffner also have 12 apiece. Huffner had 10 in that third quarter. Montalvo across the timeline. Rebels showing a little bit of double team, but they have to back off as Wendover spreads the floor. J.J. Mendoza. Peter Alvarez not on the floor. He's got 4 personal fouls. Montalvo has just 1. He'll try to drive on Anderson, then kick it off to Mendoza. He does drive, lays it up, and a blocking foul. Rebels trying to draw the charge. Reagan Huffner doesn't like the call, but the referee sitting to my right says good call. 7:18 left in this ballgame. Huffner picks up his 4th. Jaden Nelson will check back in. Nelson had a big first quarter with 10 points. Reagan Huffner had a huge, big third quarter with 10 points. They both have 12 in the ballgame, and Nelson will check back in here in a moment. Brian Mendoza at the line, shooting 2. The first swish. Free throws tonight are brought to you by SUU, Southern Utah University. Check them out at suu.edu. SUU to everywhere. Mendoza can make it a 1-point game with this second free throw attempt, and he does. Brian has 10 points. Wendover trails by 1, 47-46. When these teams met back in December at Rich High School, Wendover had a 25-24 lead midway through the third, and then they outscored Rich 38-18 the rest of the way, and 163-46. The Rebels trying to avoid the same outcome. Wendover would love the same outcome. Trineri gets down inside on a backdoor pass. Gets the defense in the air. That's a 4th personal foul on Maldonado. Roger. Trineri shooting 2, and he hits the first. Going back to last night against Green River, Trineri had missed somewhere in the ballpark of 9 of his last 10 free throws, including 0 for 3 in this game, but he hits that big one there, the senior. Peter Alvarez checks back into the game. He's got 4 fouls. Alvarez with 4, Mendoza with 3, Maldonado with 4, and Gomez with 4. Trineri knocks them both down. And Rich is back up by 3, 49-46. Montalvo to the top of the key, bounces right side. Brian Mendoza drives, floats, and hits. Mendoza. Rebels need to find an answer to defend him. He's been big here in this second half. 12 points. 4 of those here in the fourth quarter. Hunting on the right wing. Landon holding. 6:43 left in the fourth quarter. Nelson to Trineri. Rich clinging to a 1-point lead. Stacy thinks about the 3 from the right wing, passes it up, and gives to Trineri. Kaysen, little penetration. Out to Hunting, back to Trineri. Rich showing its patience here. At times this season, they've had a real hard time scoring, and that pays off in situations like this where they need to be patient and efficient. Coach Ashley Brown takes a timeout. We'll take one, too, on Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
If you've dreamed of owning your own beachfront property at beautiful Bear Lake, but think you can't afford it, think again, because you can. It's an investment you can rent that pays for itself, and you can enjoy it too. Realtor Gary McKee and the team at Bear Lake Realty can help make your dream come true. Visit with Gary today, because you'll never know unless you ask. Bear Lake Realty in Garden City. Visit bearlakerealty.com.
Utah High School Sportscast presents 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com. Bryce Canyon Half Marathon is proud to present 1A basketball. The race runs the second Saturday in July. Don't miss out. It's a beautiful, spectacular scenery. Register today and save. Early registration is open now at www.brycecanyonhalfmarathon.com. That's brycecanyonhalfmarathon.com. Rebels, Landon Hunting on the right wing, gives it to Trineri on the left. Just over 6 minutes to go, and Rich up by 1. This game has been tight all the way. Wendover led early on, 9-3, and a foul against Wendover will put Jaden Nelson at the line shooting 1-1. That's a 7th team foul. Foul charged to Easton Tangaro, his first. Jaden Nelson, the senior, hit some big free throws here. First one rims around and out. Montalvo and the Wildcats fight for it and lose it out of bounds. Montalvo thought he'd saved it, but it looked from here like it did hit the baseline as it came down, so Rich gets a second chance. That free throw was brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, Wyoming. Jaden Nelson, right corner baseline jumper. Jaden Nelson has 14 in the game. That was about 15 feet, but that's an angle he likes better than from straight away at the free throw line. Long 3, left wing. Maldonado can't get it to go. Jordan Stacy the rebound. Big board by Jordan He's been quiet in this game, hasn't had a ton of minutes. He's been nursing a knee injury, and I don't know if he's back full strength. But a big rebound there. Jordan's, I think, 4th in the contest. Rebels up by 3. Trineri to Hunting. Landon bounces into the middle, and it was off of the leg of a Wendover Wildcat, but the referee right there under the basket gives the ball to Wendover. The other one comes to talk real quick. None of the players even started to head up court. All of them knew it was staying on that end. Coach Ashley Brown, hands on hips, looking at the officials, and they reverse the call, Rebel basketball. That came out of Landon's hand, and it went a funny angle after it had gone a little bit of a distance. Anderson inbounding, and he's going to have to go to Trineri, looking in the corner, but Peter Alvarez, no, J.J. Mendoza knocks it away. This inbound play is brought to you by McKay Frankham Dental Services at reasonable rates for the whole family. 170 Arrowhead Drive, number 1 in Evanston, Wyoming. McKay Frankham Dental Services. Anderson into Hunting, Landon outside to Trineri. Rich up by 3 with 5:23 left to go. Trineri dribbles right, crossover left, right, left again, spins, free throw line, drives, dishes, deflected and given away. Rebels' 2nd turnover of the half. Mendoza, no, this is Peter Alvarez. Crossover into the lane, hangs and misses. Jordan Stacy goes high and pulls down the rebound. Rebels have got to take care of the ball perfectly here in this final couple of minutes. Jordan Stacy waving his arms. Landon Hunting for 3! Landon Hunting swishes home the triple. That's a splash in beautiful Bear Lake right there. And Rich is up by 6, 54-48. Timeout on the court. And we'll be right back on a Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
In today's world, with so many places to shop and so many options to choose from, sometimes you have to boil it down to one simple question: where do I get treated the best? At Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, we work hard to make sure every customer knows how much we appreciate them. We love what we do, and we believe in the products we sell. Our goal is to build a lasting friendship with every customer so we can serve you and your family for generations. Visit us today, Cash Honda Yamaha, 3765 US 91, Hyde Park, Utah.
Utah 1A basketball is on KSL and mylocalradio.com. The other 2 games in the semifinal set, Panguitch and Bryce Valley. Tabiona waits the winner between this one. Rich leads by 6, 54-48. A 6-point lead is basically nothing against a team like Wendover. Montalvo misses the 3. Offensive board by Rogelio Maldonado. He misses, and Jordan Stacy pulls down the Rebel rebound. Jordan's 3rd rebound of the quarter, 6th of the game. Anderson to Trineri. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care about you and your vehicle. Anderson attacking, tries to pass into the middle. Mendoza takes it away. Anderson has been so good tonight attacking, but made a mistake there. Peter Alvarez, long 3 is short. Rebound, tipped around. Stacy fouled. No. Maldonado fouled Stacy, and Maldonado's done. It is not a beautiful day to be Rogelio. He hit a game-winning 3 last night, or yesterday morning, to essentially to beat Paiute. It was a lead-taking 3-point basket, but Maldonado tonight fouls out with 4:05 left to go. That takes a little depth away from this Wendover Wildcat team. Maldonado finishes with 4 points. And that also puts Jordan Stacy at the free throw line. 1-1 free throws for Jordan. Stacy this season, get you the number, 71% from the free throw line. Jordan with 2 points in the game, 6 rebounds, and the senior steps up and swishes the first one through. That's a big one. That makes it a 7-point game. We got plenty of time left, 4:05. Stacy, no dribble, shoots short, rebound. Jaden Nelson of the Rebels with the offensive board. That's his 9th rebound of the game. Coach Brown directing some traffic, shouting out to his team instructions. Stacy and the Rebels will try to eat up some clock. Hunting into Nelson, looking back door, but the pass lane wasn't there. Good decision. Nelson kicks it back outside. Stacy looking for Nelson inside. Justin Gomez defending. He's got 5 fouls. Rich may be thinking, let's get him out of here too. They go into Nelson. Jaden backs in. Quick spin. Misses with the left. Gomez, the rebound. And a whistle comes. Was it a late whistle on the shot? And Justin Gomez just fouls out. So Gomez finishes with 0 points in the game. And that's one more down for the Wendover Wildcats. They've had what seemed like a dream season up to this point. Just 2 losses, a perfect region record, 80 points a game. The best point differential. They've beat teams by 28 points per night. Jaden Nelson hits his first free throw. He's 3 of 4 in the ball game. And again, for highlights of tonight's game and games all weekend long, find Utah High School Sportscasts on Facebook. We've got highlights posted there. Nelson hits both free throws. Jaden has 16 points, and the Rebels lead by 9, 57-48. Biggest lead of the ballgame. Mendoza cuts into it with a big triple. Brian Mendoza having a huge second half. That's 7 points in the quarter. And it's back to a 6-point game and a steal. Montalvo lays it up and in with the left hand. Montalvo's been quiet in the second half, just 4 points. Rebels get Jordan Stacy all alone under the hoop. He takes his time and hits the shot. (59-53). 3-point shot, short. Jared Anderson with the Rebel rebound, and he is fouled. Wildcats wanted to travel. Their bench on their feet, pleading for the travel. Coach Murphy on a knee. Looked at the floor for a moment, but it's Saul Valle's third personal, and Jared Anderson goes to the line. That's double bonus territory now, and Anderson will shoot 2 free throws. If Rich can hit free throws down the stretch, they should be able to hold on here, but Anderson misses the first. Jared went through a stretch shooting free throws where he almost couldn't miss, but tonight, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. He is 9 of 11, 9 of 12, 10 of 13. That's actually pretty good. Make it 9 of 13. Hits the second. Mendoza long 3 up the window. It's good. Brian Mendoza feeling it from downtown. 60-56. Mendoza with 3, 6, 10 in the quarter, 18 in the game. Hunting dribbles right, then gives back to Huffner, who just checked back in with 4 fouls. Reagan defended by Saul Valle. Nelson, backdoor, finds Nelson! Nelson with the finish! Jaden, 6 points in the quarter. And with the defensive pressure coming out, that's the kind of thing you have to do. And I love that Rich did not just settle back and try to play keep away, but they continue to attack in the way they can against the defense. Montalvo to the hoop, lays it in. Man, he's so tough to stop. And with the left hand, 62-58. Rich lead is 4. Peter Alvarez reaches in. That should have been number 5. But Anderson just maintains possession and crosses the timeline. Rich up by 4. Anderson looking inside. He's got Nelson with a mismatch, and Alvarez just fouled out. It must have felt like he had no choice but to commit the foul to stop Nelson from getting the easy bucket. And Peter finishes the game, 13 points, all of those in the first half. 1:35 to go. And Jaden Nelson is shooting 2 free throws. We're in the double bonus. A couple of free throws here would put Rich up by 6 with 1:35 to go. Jaden Nelson, 4 of 5 from the line at this point, but he misses. The free throws are brought to you by Pugstone Sporting Goods. Darren and Carrie, thank all of you for your support through the destruction of their store by accident. A truck crashed into their store in Garden City, and they're looking to rebuild and be back, but they thank you for your support. Nelson hits the second, and Rich leads by 5. Montalvo steps to his left. Good defense by Anderson to contest what Montalvo wanted to be a three-point shot attempt. 125, 24, 23 left. Montalvo steps back, and Nelson is there for the help defense. Mendoza drives right, and a foul on Trineri. Got the hand on there. Not a bad foul, as Mendoza was not in the act of shooting. Rich has a couple of fouls to give, and that stops Mendoza, who's been on fire here in this second half. Wendover will inbound from the baseline. Valle to the left corner. Montalvo trying to make a move, crosses over, and Trineri reaches over, pokes the ball away. Anderson was fronting Montalvo defensively. We'll see who this foul is against. It's a 15 foul against Rich. And the foul, if it's Anderson, would be his third. If it's Trineri, it's his third. It's Huffner, a fifth foul, and the officials will talk about it because much like in the earlier game, they called a foul against one of Valley's players, and he was nowhere in the area. Same situation here. Huffner was nowhere in the area, and they changed the call, so Huffner did not foul out. Or it is. Wow. I'd like to see the replay of that because I don't think he was. So Huffner fouls out with 12 points and 5 rebounds. Must have been a foul away from the ball that we didn't see. Montalvo, quick release on a three, swish! Jaime Montalvo with 7 in the quarter. Wendover's within 1. 63-61, and Jaden Nelson called for a carry. Wendover fans going nuts. Rebel fans upset and frustrated. Nelson continuing to question the call. Jordan Stacy and Jared Anderson talk to him and say, don't worry about it. We got this. Let's not cause ourselves more trouble. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you by Pro Physical Therapy and physical therapist Dr. Dallas Clark. Also by Bear Lake Realty. Visit BearLakeRealty.com and work with the best. Coach Ashley Brown calls a timeout, 1:02 to go, and Rich nursing a 2-point lead on Utah 1A basketball on KSL and MyLocalRadio.com.
Bryce Canyon Half Marathon, 13.1 miles of fun. The race starts at Bryce Canyon City, runs through Bryce Canyon National Park, and finishes in Cannonville. Early registration is open now. Race runs the second Saturday in July.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Rebels are up by as much as 9 points, 57-48 after a couple of free throws by Jaden Nelson. But Wendover has battled back, and with 1:02 to go, Wendover has the ball and is down by just 2. Montalvo crosses the timeline, attacks, drives. Stacy goes up and swats that one away. Out of bounds, 56.5 to go. And Wendover will inbound. Our game tonight is brought to you, the inbound play by Jimmy John's of Evanston, Wyoming. Gourmet sandwiches fresh and fast every day at Jimmy John's. Valle to inbound, and he lobs it long backcourt. Montalvo steps back and receives, then crosses the timeline again. He'll attack left side, kick it off to Mendoza. Ball poked away. Montalvo saves it on the sideline. Boy, a takeaway for Rich there would have been huge. Crossover, Montalvo in the lane, floats it, and it hangs on the rim, does not go. Valle the rebound, Rich slaps it away out of bounds. Wendover to maintain possession, 35.1 seconds to go. 63-61. The winner in this one earns a berth in the semifinals to take on the Tabiona Tigers. Valle inbound is deflected, but into the hands of Montalvo. He'll dribble out to the top of the arc, back it out, and he's going to try to penetrate here. No, kick it off to Mendoza, then back to Montalvo. Follows the screen, starts right, goes left, tries to split through the defense, and a foul. Rebel fans can't stand it. Wendover fans think that's the right call. Jared Anderson has 3 fouls. He was right there in the vicinity. Montalvo to shoot 2 free throws. He's 0 for 1 so far in the ball game. Hits this first one, and Wendover's within a point. 21.6 to go. If Montalvo hits this second one, we're tied, and Rich can try to play for a final shot. Huffner is fouled out for the Rebels. Gomez and Alvarez is fouled out for Wendover. Montalvo hits both free throws. What's that? 21.4 seconds to go. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick one as well on Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
Ruby's Inn General Store has the area's widest selection of Indian arts and crafts, curios, and groceries. Located 1 mile from the entrance to Bryce Canyon National Park, Ruby's General Store has what you need.
Our Richfield Hotel, located just off Interstate 70, is a short drive from attractions like the Big Rock Candy Mountain, Fremont Indian State Park, Fish Lake National Forest, the Great Western Trail, and the Paiute ATV Trail. Located near the Sevier Valley Center, make the Quality Inn Richfield your home for the tournaments.
We're back on a Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com. Tie ball game, 21.6 seconds to go. Rebels to inbound, and it's Anderson looking in. He finds Hunting. Rich will likely play for a final shot. My preference would be to not leave any time. Anderson across the timeline, Montalvo with him. 10, 9, 8. Jared will look to drive. Gets a step to the left, attacks, misses short, offensive no, it's on the floor. Trineri for the win, no, just too strong off the glass. And we're going to overtime, tied at 63. We'll take a quick break and be back with overtime. Was there a whistle and a foul? Wait, keep it here. The officials say, get to the bench, we're going to overtime. 63-63. We'll be right back on Utah High School basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
The classes.
Back on a Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A basketball. And we've got overtime between Rich and Wendover, tied at 63. Wendover beat Rich earlier this year, 63-46. Three Wildcats have fouled out. Justin Gomez, Rogelio Maldonado, and Pedro Alvarez. One Rebel, Reagan Huffner, is on the bench with 5 fouls. Wendover wins the tip. Brian Mendoza saves it. Good heads-up play to Montalvo. Wildcats attacking right to left. If you're watching online at localradio.com. Montalvo loses the dribble but tips it over to Mendoza. Saul Valle on the right wing. He'll try to back into the defense. Kicks it back to Montalvo. Drives, floats. Jared Anderson with the block. Anderson ahead to Trineri. Kaysen off to the races. And he will lay it up and in. Rich on top. Crowd erupts for the Rebels, who lead 65-63. Kaysen Trineri with the bucket there. Has 9 points in the game. Montalvo drives, hangs, and he's fouled. He's got those long steps as he attacks the hoop. If you're not paying attention, it looks like a travel. If you are paying attention, it's just good footwork. And Montalvo, such a dangerous offensive player. 2, 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, has 21 in the ball game. And misses the free throw short. As much effort as Montalvo gives, you gotta expect he's a little gassed tonight. Gotta expect he'll dig deep and hit this one, and he does. Swish. Rich up by 1, 65-64. Overtime. Trenary across the timeline. Nelson setting the screen. Sets another one. Trenary dribbles to the free throw line. Back to Nelson. Looks right, back left. 65-64. The winner will take on Tabiona tomorrow in the semifinals at 7 p.m. Tabby beat Valley earlier, 47-40. Trenary, left wing. Rebels being patient here. Anderson up top to Hunting. Back to Trenary. Coach Brown. Rebels varsity players on their feet there on the bench. Nelson at the free throw line. Turns to his right, stops, and traveled. I thought he traveled before he even made the move toward the hoop. Nelson frustrated, throws his arms up in frustration. He's got 19 points in the game. That travel may be costly. Floater by Mendoza, a rare miss for him in the second half. Trenary with the Rebel rebound. Anderson across the timeline, picks it up and gives it to Trenary. Rich up by 1, looking to extend that lead. Nelson on the right block, dribbles once, or out right block, out on the right wing. Hunting in the corner, back up to Nelson. Rebels patient here, and they can be, up by 1 with the basketball. Trenary to Hunting. Rebels trying to extend, go four-corner offense with cutters to the hoop. Stacy to Anderson. Jared defended by Keyshawn Rodriguez. Anderson drives, shot is blocked and fouled. That's unfortunate for Rich because Nelson had an easy 2 after that ball came down. Anderson will go to the line. He had 17 points in regulation and was 9 of 13 from the line. 2 big free throws for the senior, and Jared swishes the first one. Again, if you're not friends with Utah High School Sportscasts on Facebook, find them right now and look for highlights. We got highlights posting daily, all day long at these state tournaments. Utah High School Sportscasts, we thank you for your support. Anderson hits both free throws. Those are 2 big ones from the senior. 67-64, Rich up by 3. Under 2 to go. Montalvo tries to go left and follows a screen left by Saul Valle. Kicks it left corner, Mendoza for 3. This one is short, rims over the top, and Jordan Stacy with the Rebel rebound. Jordan has been huge in the second half. On the boards, a long pass by Hunting, picked off Valle. Montalvo dribbles left, step back 3, fadeaway is short. Rebound, Kaysen Trenary. After the Rebels had given it away, they are lucky to get it back. Wendover pressuring as Anderson takes it across the timeline, and Coach Ashley Brown gets a timeout with Rich on top by 3. 1:18 left to go in overtime on this presentation of Utah High School basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
Shed Inc., located at 44 North Main in Panguitch, Randy and Matt will take care of all of your screen printing needs. Need some extra cash? They'll buy those shed antlers you've been looking to sell. Call Shed Inc. today. Go Cats!
At Jensen Wood Motor, it's our goal to make sure every customer is a repeat customer. The way we do that, our customers are our friends.
It's our job to help you find what you're looking for at the best possible price. It's always good to know that your salesman is working for you.
We understand that life happens. Sometimes credit isn't perfect. We work hard to find financing options that work best for you.
Stop by today and let's see what we can do for you. Jensen Wood Motors in Montpelier, Idaho.
Starting your own business or just wanting to expand? State Bank of Southern Utah can get you a loan designed to help your business reach its goals. With State Bank, you can be assured that you have a lending partner that will stand by you in good times and bad. Come visit our branch today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Coming out of the timeout on a Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you by the Cache Valley Visitors Bureau. Find your fun in Logan. Visit explorelogan.com. Not a better place to spend some recreation time than Cache Valley, Utah. Inbound to Trineri. Kaysen picks up the dribble. He's pushed from behind, or maybe he just shifted himself. My eyes deceived me on that. Trineri picks up the dribble again, gives to Hunting. Rebels have got to take care of it here and force Wendover into a mistake. But they don't. They turn it over. Valle up ahead, across the key, and the layup, no, but Nelson gets back and fouls Keyshawn Rodriguez, who will go to the line and shoot two. Nelson's third personal foul. Third personal sends Keyshawn Rodriguez to the line in overtime. Wendover so far 0 for 2 from the free throw line. We haven't seen Keyshawn shoot a free throw today. Well, he doesn't care about that. He hits the first. He can make it a 1-point game with 55.9 seconds to go. The Rebels with 3 turnovers in overtime, but they've still outscored Wendover 4-3. Make it 4-2. But Rodriguez will try to change that and does not. Jordan Stacy with the rebound as it rims around and misses to the left. Rich up by 2. Anderson sees a lane, attacks, hesitates, and finishes! Jared Anderson for the Rebels. And Rich leads by 4, a 2-possession ball game. Montalvo gives to Mendoza, long 3, back iron, no. Jared Anderson with the Rebel rebound, and Rich in control. Anderson fouled by Rodriguez. Rebel crowd goes nuts. The bench is jumping up and down, pumping fists as Rich goes to the free throw line with a berth in the semifinals on the line, and Rich up by 4 with 25.9 seconds to go. As good as this Wendover team is from three-point range, Anderson needs to hit these 2. Rebel crowd erupts as he swishes the first one home. Free throws are brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Work with the best. Visit BearLakeRealty.com for your real estate needs in the Bear Lake area. Anderson second short. Jaden Nelson with the offensive rebound. Rebels back out to Anderson, and he is fouled. What a big rebound by Jaden Nelson. Dad Brian is over to my side, clapping as loud as he can. At the free throw line, Jared goes back. He's 3 of 4 in the quarter. Normally a 75% free throw shooter, so that's about his average. Bear Lake Realty free throw number 1 for Anderson, good. Rich leads by 6. This one would make it a 3-possession ball game. This could be a huge free throw. Rich leading 71-65. Anderson toes the line, 1 dribble, and can't get it. Back iron. Jaden Nelson again, the offensive rebound. Out to Hunting, and he is fouled. Jaden Nelson. 2 offensive rebounds in overtime. The foul against Jaime Montalvo. Just his second. Landon Hunting takes his trip to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Hunting a 65% free throw shooter. Swishes the first one. Landon had a monster 3-point bucket early in the third quarter that put Rich up by 6 at the time. 2 big free throws from Hunting, and Rich is up by 8. Don't foul, don't foul. That's a key here. Montalvo fakes a shot, gives to Valle. He'll fire away from 3 and miss. Anderson with the rebound, and that'll do it. No, he's fouled by Brian Mendoza. Rebels had started to celebrate, but Anderson will have to shoot a couple of free throws. And this kind of, Rich lost to Wendover on December 21st, 63-46. That was at Rich, a home game. Mendoza, with that foul, is done. He had a monster second half, but fouls out with 2.5 seconds to go in overtime. These free throws essentially don't matter for the Rebels. Peter Alvarez was a starter. He fouled out. Brian Mendoza, starter, fouled out. Rogelio Maldonado fouled out. He's a star. 3 of the 5 starters have fouled out, plus Jocelyn Gomez. Montalvo and J.J. Mendoza, the only 2 starters for Wendover that haven't fouled out tonight. Anderson makes the first of 2 free throws. Rebels' highest scoring output this season, 74. Make it 75. Jared Anderson hits them both, and Rich wins by 10. Rebels earn a trip to the semifinals, and there's your celebration. They lost to Wendover 63-46 earlier this year. They avenged that loss when it matters most. A 75-65 win for Rich over Wendover in the quarterfinals, and Rich is on to the semifinals to take on a familiar opponent, the Tabiona Tigers. Stay tuned. Our Ruby's In postgame wrap-up coming up when we return on a Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com.
Hello all, Dr. Dog here. I want to talk to you about PetMinerals.com. By merging the highest quality veterinary grade ingredients with highly advanced mineral technology, PetMinerals.com produces the most innovative pet supplements on the market. The supplements focus on specific needs like hip and joint, digestive, and overall diet. You and I both know a healthy pet is a happy pet. Show your pets how much you care. Order them supplements today at PetMinerals.com.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
When you have your vehicle serviced by the experienced, certified technicians at Rocky Mountain Yeti, you'll have a legendary experience. With a comfortable customer waiting area, you can watch the big screen television or use the free Wi-Fi while you enjoy free hot waffles with ice cream. Our professional technicians work on all makes and models and handle everything from routine service to major repair. Stop in today, 100 Wasatch Road, Evanston. Visit www.yetiauto.group. Rocky Mountain Yeti, legend driven.
When you hit the bullseye playing darts, it's a great thing. When a rock hits your windshield and creates a bullseye, it's a bad thing. A small bullseye in your windshield can grow into a monster crack that covers the whole window. T-Bar Body Shop in Evanston fixes rock chips. If the rock chip in your windshield has already grown into a giant crack, T-Bar Body Shop can fix that too. When it comes to window repair or replacement, make sure you always hit the bullseye. Let T-Bar fix your car. Call us today, 789-2639.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Back on a 1A basketball presentation of on KSL and mylocalradio.com. In overtime, Rich earns the win over Wendover, 75-65. The Rebels had lost to Wendover earlier this year, 63-46. That was at Rich. But tonight, in overtime, the Rebels take advantage of Wendover fouling out 4 players, including 3 of their starters. One of the Rebel starters fouled out as well, but Jared Anderson has a career-high 25 points. He went 15 of 21 from the free throw line. And the Rebels win in overtime, 75-65. Rich advances to the semifinals where they'll face Tabiona tomorrow night at 7. Rich has played Tabiona twice this year and beat them twice, but they've been great and close games, and I'm sure we're in for another one tomorrow night. Rebels, I mentioned the 25 points, 6 rebounds from Jared Anderson. Reagan Huffner, 12 points, 5 boards. Jaden Nelson, double-double, 19 points, 11 rebounds, including 2 offensive boards in overtime that helped clinch the win. 9 points from Kason Trineri, 5 apiece from Jordan Stacy and Landon Hunting. The Wendover Wildcats were led by Jaime Montalvo's 22, 18 from Brian Mendoza before he fouled out. Peter Alvarez had 13, 6 from J.J. Mendoza, 4 from Roger Maldonado, and Keyshawn Rodriguez finishes with 1. Wendover drops into consolation, and that's just their 3rd loss of the season for the Wildcats, and a tough one here in the quarterfinals against the Rich Rebels. 75-65, Rich with the win. That'll do it for us tonight from the Sevier Valley Center. We'll be back at it bright and early tomorrow. We've got consolation games. We've got championship bracket games. Semifinal games get going for the girls at 4 p.m. with Whitehorse versus Panguitch, and then Rich will take on Paiute at 5:30, followed by Rich versus Tabiona at 7, and Bryce Valley versus Panguitch at 8:30. That's in championship bracket play. Our broadcasts will start tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. On the girls' side when Bryce Valley takes on Wayne. So make sure to stay tuned or tune in tomorrow morning. All the games are live on live.ksl.com, mylocalradio.com, and you can also tune into Rich Rebel games in the Evanston, Wyoming, Northeast Utah area region at 98.3 FM. The Wildlife that's KADQ. So our final score today in the final game of the day. Rich wins in overtime, 75-65 over the Wendover Wildcats. Thanks for tuning in. Real quickly, no portion of this webcast in its entirety may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Deseret Digital Media. Thanks for tuning in. For Elizabeth Alstrom, for Rod Syrett on camera, everybody else who's helped out today, Val Cook, Mike Alstrom, David Tebbs, Cameron Martin, Michael, what's his name from KTTA or KTA? Michael, fantastic running camera, Colin Pace, as well as the many others who help us out. Thank you for tuning in, and until tomorrow, this is Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com and mylocalradio.com.